Hi. This is over chapter 5 of the media ethics book. This chapter follows a young professional working for a nonprofit agency going through the rebranding process. This young professional, who asked to remain nameless, discovered that her boss was attempting to manipulate the market research group into picking her idea for the new direction for the company. The young professional was unsure of what to do, and after talking to a colleague and sitting on the dilemma, she decides to do nothing because she feels that it would cost her her job. The boss's idea ended up being chosen, and the young professional starts to feel guilty that she did not speak up. She ends up losing motivation for her work and leaves to go work with a different organization. She later finds out that the boss ended up being fired and that the organization decided to go in a different direction for the rebranding. She realizes that if she had spoken up, she may have been able to save the organization a lot of time and money, and she probably would not have felt the need to leave her job with the organization. Answering the questions from the chapter. Question number 1, if I were in this situation, I would have talked to who I believe was being unethical and voiced my concerns. In this case, that was the boss. If that conversation did not go well, or if threats were made towards me for voicing my opinion, I would talk to that person's boss about my concerns. I do not think that in this particular situation there was enough evidence to have a foolproof accusation. But if there is even a chance of unethical behavior occurring, those concerns need to be brought to light to someone. The second question. None of the tenets of the QRCA Code of Ethics surprised me, but there are two that I felt would have been particularly useful to judge the actions being questioned in the story. They're number 3, quote, to represent honestly their professional credentials, academic degrees, research experience, and client lists when such information is made available to clients. And number 8, to treat respondents with respect and consideration, and at all times to conduct themselves in such a manner as to reflect favorably on the profession which they represent. I felt that those would have been particularly useful in the situation described in the book. The answer to question number 3, a company that rebranded in 2020 that I think of as an excellent example would be the Australian Energy Company. They changed their look from an outdated style to a very modern look. This change goes very well with their mission statement and ideals that they have committed to the future of renewable energy. And there were no truly bad examples of rebranding in the showcase, but my least favorite one was Prisma Health. Their imagery changed and their color scheme changed, and they kind of updated things to become a little bit newer, but their content didn't really change. It's the same substance. The answer to question number 4, it could definitely be possible to conduct a focus group over social media. This wouldn't be viable for all products or ideas, and the group dynamic of in-person settings can provide some additional input that may not be received if done over the internet. I believe that a focus group conducted through social media would be most effective when implemented for online products such as websites or web-based ad campaigns. And the answer to question number 5, currently there don't seem to be many focus groups online that I personally could participate in. However, the use of online focus groups seem to be more prevalent than I initially realized. And that was pleasantly surprising. I believe that the internet is one of the best research tools that we have, and I think that people are coming up with new and more inventive ways to use it every day. And lastly, how am I more ethical after reading this chapter? I'm a more ethical person after reading this chapter because it helps shed some light on a dilemma that many people experience in their lives. Many of us will have to deal with the issue of what to do when someone holds power over us and is acting unethically. And in fact, we are currently experiencing this as a nation. The people acting unethically ultimately need to be challenged, even though this challenging has the potential to be personally detrimental. If we allow unethical actions, and if we allow for these situations to occur without voicing our opinions or speaking up about them, then we also become partially responsible for those actions. Thanks.